Hey guys, I hope you're having an amazing Monday. It is Monday, January 6th, and we are back here with Vargo's Vitality. I hope you had an awesome Sunday. I had hoped to get on here, but ended up having an amazing day baking pizzelles. Maybe you guys saw on my story. If not, I'll definitely make sure we do an episode on pizzelles because as an Italian, we love food and cookies are amazing. And over life, I've realized you can totally find balance between everything and fitting those in. So super important. We'll have an episode on pizzelles. Anyways, so yesterday I got to do that. I got to catch up with a friend that is in town for a few days. And it was great just to catch up. And also kind of made me really think about too, like what is important, what values we have. And then also, how we really truly can kind of take ownership over our life and what we want out of it, and making those things that we say that we want become what we have. And what I mean by that is, I mentioned this a couple of days ago that my word for the year is alignment. I would totally be curious to see what your word is for the year, and if you've ever done that before. And if not, maybe you can think about what would one word be that would help motivate you, bring vitality, bring energy, etc. to life, that would represent one thing that you would like to work on this year. And the reason I chose alignment is because of I want to make things mesh together, what I value, like that's balance, that's joy, that's peace, that's others, my values, my priorities, my beliefs, and my actions go together. And I think when we're aligned, we're more fulfilled, we're more happy, we're getting closer to reaching our potential. And so anyways, you might have seen my post earlier that talked about how to be successful, and that's taking small action. And what I mean by that is that, yes, that sounds like, okay, yeah, Kel, take some action, right? Like go work out or whatever. But the reality is it's like consistent action is so key in anything. For example, right now, my roommate and her family are visiting. Well, my roommate lives here, but her family are visiting from Colombia. And I took Spanish for years as a kid, but I haven't really used it. And I was a little embarrassed to use it at all because it sounds like I'm pretty young. Anyways, even within the past 2 weeks, I've just forced myself to even feel a little insecure and use it. And it's been pretty amazing. Tonight we were out after work and I was talking in Spanish with them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really communicating and understanding. And this has only been 2 weeks of practicing daily a skill that I'm not that super secure with, but it's been really cool to see even just that much change. And we know from science that our brains have plasticity, right? Like our brains can change. We can rewire new paths. And so not only for speaking a language, but whether it's engaging in a new behavior, learning a new exercise, creating a new habit, our brain chemistry can change, and we can do that. So I feel like no age is too old or too young to learn something new, to do something new. But also this idea of small, consistent action, right? For me, it's been speaking Spanish, like maybe if that even 10 minutes a day. And so, one of my New Year's goals is to be able to be fluent by the end of the year. And I know if I just do 5 minutes a day on the train and Duolingo, like we can see a big change, right? But that same concept, that same premise goes for anything. And I think oftentimes in life, we can kind of freak ourselves out or think that something is way more daunting than it really is. Another example was I teach an undergraduate class, and I have different assignments that are worth different amounts of points, right? So they're weighted. But when you go at the end of the semester to like sit down and mathematically calculate it out, it's a huge pain because each section has a different amount of turned in assignments, and those are, worth more than this and that. And so for the longest time, I was like putting in my grades this semester because the past semesters have been a big headache. But I also knew that there was a way in the learning management system that it could do it for me automatically. But I was so intimidated by sitting down and learning this new skill that I just kept putting it off. And then it was becoming more and more pressing for me to do, and I was dreading it until I finally forced myself to sit down one day and Google and find a YouTube video. And I literally taught myself in 30 seconds how to do this thing, which saved me hours of time. But I was so fearful to like learn a new skill, and it made no sense. And so to me, between that and then the Spanish, it reinforced this idea that if we show up and we're consistent, or we just take action, like we don't even know, we can't even comprehend what we're capable of doing. And so those two examples are just small things, but if we extrapolate that out to our health and our well-being, the way that we interact with others, the way that we take care of ourselves, We might be trying to pick up a new habit or replace a habit with a new one that might be a little bit healthier or help us do better. Like, it is totally possible. I never thought last year I would be able to run a marathon when I was told a year and a half before, like, you won't be able to run. You have metal in your feet. It's not going to be possible. Naturally, me being stubborn, I think it's a little bit both of my Italian and Hungarian side, that I was like, watch me. And I've never been an endurance athlete. I've always liked to lift weights and do shorter distances. So, and no, I'm not like Speedy Gonzalez, and I'll probably never be that. But nonetheless, the marathon happened because I did the training workouts and I showed up. And it wasn't perfect. And there was definitely times when I fell off the wagon, but I got back on. And I think if we can see those small wins with little things, then we can truly realize we have the potential to accomplish the big things. And so, well, one, I guess I have 2 calls of action for you today, is if you are interested in thinking about the word of the year for you and what's going to kind of be your mantra, I would love to know what it is. Definitely drop a comment or send me an email, kelly@kellyvargo.com. And secondly, I would like you to think about one thing that you would like to get out of this year, whatever that might be, and how you're going to take a small action every day. It could just be one push-up, whatever, but what it's going to be. And I would love for you guys to share that as well. So again, word of the day, small action. Again, it doesn't take a whole lot to make a change, but it does take action and showing up to do so. All right, that's all I got. Time for me to get to work. Final touches are going on the Fitness Foundation. I'm super stoked about these workouts. And again, it's a pay what you can program. I'll be like talking about it all the rest of this week. Literally a penny to whatever you want to donate, but all that money is going to go to the 11th Street Bridge Park. It's a nonprofit charity in the DC area that is renovating one of the parks so that kids have access to it in a safer neighborhood. And you get the workouts and you get a daily reflection that is kind of helping us, mind, body, and soul, get ready for this year. So yeah, love you guys tons. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.